Welcome everyone to my Stam DK build for the White Drake Mayhem. So this build is extremely fun and I'm having a ball with it, so that's why I wanted to share with you guys. So let's get into the builds. First, the abilities. I'm using actually two-hander and bow. It's very fun. In my opinion, it's even more fun than the two-hander and sword and shield build that I was using earlier. This one is even more fun. Is even more fast-paced. It's extremely fun to play with. So on the bow bar, we have Resolving Vigor, we have Shattering Rocks, Poison Injection, Flames of Oblivion, Volatile Armor, and Corrosive Armor. Those are our abilities on the bow bar. On the two-hander, we have, let's start with Ultimate, Take Flights, Rally, Venomous Claw, Noxious Breath, Executioner, and Molten Whip. So, Molten Whip, you build stacks with a Noxious Breath and with Venomous Claw. This thing, when it's up, it's a bomb. It's a lot of damage, alright guys? So, this combined with Leap, it's a lot of damage. Molten Whip combined with Leap, it's really good. So, this is a 1vx build. You'll have a lot of fun in 1vx with this setup. It's very fast paced, the combos just fluid very naturally. Also the sets come in very handy with this playstyle. I'm going to go into sets very shortly. And yeah, it's a ball to play these builds. Very fast paced with a bow. You get this this passive over here. That helps tremendously with mobility. So hasty retreats. When you use dodge roll, you get 4 seconds of measured expedition. Really good. Let's get into the attributes. I get full into stamina, so 64 points into stamina over there. The foods that I use for this build is actually Artaeum takeaway broth. So this is my main food. Also I use Vampire stage 3 and I keep myself at Vampire stage 3 by using this. This is what I usually do, guys, to keep Vamp stage 3. I use Corrupting Bloody Mara, pop, and I get to stage 4 over there. Then I drop it down a little bit with Purifying, Bloody Mara, get to stage 3, bop, and then I actually use Artaeum takeaway broth, which is my first. Boom, and here we are good to go. As you can see then, I have like 4 hours of Vamp stage 3 and 2 hours of Artaeum takeaway broth. So these are Vamp stage 3 and Artaeum takeaway broth are the durations to keep up. Always keep those in mind. So to make sure that you have the best effect for these builds. When it comes to the boon, I use the Serpent Mundus Stone as well over here. Here are my base stats. You can take a look at it over there. As you can see over here, 29,000 max health, it's more than enough. Even though this build has a lot of utility, as you are about to see with the sets, I still have some decent base stats. I mean, still good. Even though it's all about utility and mobility with this build. So let's get into the sets, which is very exciting as well. So I use Bloodspawn on body and Malekith. Bloodspawn and Malekith are just extremely powerful on Dragonknight. I don't know, it's this combo is really good. So having these two makes wonders. And then I have trainee, one piece of trainee here on body as well. And then it's a front bar, back bar setup. So front bar, back bar setups, if you can use them, they're extremely good. So I use the Edric Trickery on the back bar. So I have it on the bow. It's very easy to proc. It's always up because you are going to on your bow a lot for defense, to reapply poison injection, to get escapist poisons as well. So you are definitely going on bow a lot because this build is very dynamic. We are always going back and forth, front bar and back bar. It is how it is, and it's very fun to play, I'm telling you. I can't say this enough. This build is so much fun. So I also use Plague Break on the front bar. It's very high pressure and damage, especially this is the 1vx part. Plague Break is the 1vx part. It's going to be really good in White Strike Mayhem, these sets, in combination with all the others, with Bloodspawn and Malakets. Then you pop in Corrosives and it's just seeing them melt. Alright guys, so this is why it's going to be very good for White Strike Mayhem. If you are a less experienced player or a more experienced player, you'll still have really good results with these builds. There's no way to mess it up. This is a very solid one. So, obviously, if you have more experience, you are going to have better results. It's like, that's a no-brainer, right? The fun part is you can just with light attack poison injection get both effects, the front bar and the back bar, because with Boatwender it's similar to have the sets active on body. Even though it's a front bar, back bar setup, it kind of feels like you have both sets active all the time. Because that's how this build plays. See, I'm going to drop in Poison Injection and get the Electricity buff at the same time that I get Plague Break on my opponent. Wanna see that? So I got the buff, I get the buff, and I get Plague Break on him. See? It's how it is. It's how it is. I get all the buffs from the Electricity and I get Plague Break on my opponent by using Poison Inject with Flames. Flames also procs Plague Break on the front bar. I mean, Flames deal a lot of damage, by the way, guys. Flames is incredible. Flames with Corrosive deals a ton of damage. By the way, this is direct damage. This is not a dot. This is direct damage. So when you have Corrosive up and those flames go to your opponent, they melt. All right, they melt. They melt with this. This combo just works. Also, Corrosive with Molten is a crazy combo as well. Sometimes when you pop up, this has so much old gen with Bloodspawn that sometimes when you pop up a Corrosive, you can use Leap and take flight with Corrosive up. So this is madness. It's very fun, and for those that want to go for 1vx in White Strike Mayhem, for those that want to go, you can use this build in a group as well. I do think it shines in solo. If you go for a group, you can make some minor adjustments, like maybe get here the heal morph instead of the damage morph, to give some healing to your team. You can get it, but yeah, I prefer Flames of Oblivion for all its pressure and damage. You can definitely drop Flames for Cauterize and get the different morph for healing, but yeah, I prefer the damage and pressure that I get from Flames. And the Shattering Rocks is a lot of healing. Alright guys, Shattering Rocks doesn't seem like it, but this healing really helps, especially in a duel. You can keep your survival really well with Shattering Rocks on. By the way, you saw earlier that I used Stage 3 Vampire. I used Stage 3 Vampire for just one reason. Yeah, it's one reason. I'm going to show you why I use it's Vampire. It's Undeath passive. It's just OP, alright? If you have some decent survivability, which this build has, this is gonna help you like a lot, because there's no way to build penetration against his passive. You just take less 30% damage when you have low damage, low HP. So that's it, right? There's no way to build penetration to get towards these. You just take less damage, and it's really good. So let's get as well into the consumables. I already mentioned the food, which is Artane Takeaway Broth, but I didn't mention yet my poisons. I use these poisons on the bow. On the bow, I use this 4.4 seconds of Unstoppable. You also So while you get unstoppable, you are immune to to control effects, and your target also gets a root on it. So these escapist poisons are very good for a Dragonknight, but I'll say probably for any PvP build, it's very good to have on backbar, very powerful. When it comes to my potions, I use the classic tripods here, very good for DK. Magica, stamina, and health, really good here. Maximum duration of the tree effects, very good. Let's go over it piece by piece in the sets, in the gear here, so that you guys see all my enchantments and traits on my gear. I don't want you guys to miss on any single bit of information, so let's go for it. So on the Bloodspawn Mask, it's a medium one. It's like tri-stats in pen. So I have like 6 in pen, and 1 reinforced on the heavy chests. I have like, it's 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 heavy. I use 4 heavy and 3 medium. 4 heavy, 3 medium. That's how I have it arranged, actually. 4 heavy, 3 medium. You can get a different combo if you prefer, but yeah, this works for me. I have tri-stats on the big pieces, as you can see here. Tri-stats on large pieces, and I have maximum stamina on the small ones. So when it comes to the jewelry, I always go infused weapon damage. Always. It's a Dragonknight, alright dudes? It's a Dragonknight. Stam DK benefits a lot from building a lot of weapon damage. So infused weapon damage, it's crazy damage just from here. Since this build is all about utility and 1vx capability with Bloodspawn, Malaket, the Edric Plague Break, it's all about utility. It's a lot of utility. So we are not building a lot of stats from this. So you gotta get a source of good stats. So infused with weapon damage does the trick here. Go for that. So let's check out the CP very quickly, because this is, I mean, since the change in CP, it's the variety in CP is not really that big, so it's just these like 8 perks here, because the green is just utility for PV and stuff, or I don't know, it's not relevant for combat. So basically it changes these 8 perks. I'll tell you which ones I picked up. So because basically these ones, the passive ones, you just get them all. The active ones, it's, you gotta choose. You gotta choose the ones that you prefer. I use Treasure Hunter here on the green tree. I use Master Gatherer, Gifted Rider, and Steed's Blessing. Those are, I don't know, I just prefer these ones. You can go with whatever. On the blue, I have Untamed Aggression, so more weapon damage. I'm a Dragonknight, so stacking weapon damage is important for me, so I use Untamed Aggression. Master at Arms, this is like no-brainer. Duelist Rebuff, another no-brainer. And Ironclad, another no-brainer. In my humble and honest opinion. This one, you can go for a, I don't know, you can take less damage here, like, you can go for a more defensive perk, but I just prefer Untamed Aggression. It's more weapon damage, buffs your heals and damage. You have minor brutality and major brutality as a Dragonknight, so yeah, I like to stack weapon damage. Let's go for the red tree. I use Sustain by Suffering, Pain's Refuge, Slippery, and Celerity, helping a little bit with Sustain, Mobility, and here it's more Sustain here, and damage mitigation with Pain's Refuge. So, let's say I'm an Imperial as well. Imperial is just extremely good, and why is that? If you go over here to Imperial, you get like really good stats, 2000 max health, 2000 max stamina, and here is the big reason. Reduces the cost of your abilities by 6%. This goes in very handy with the fact that we are a vampire. Since we are a vampire, this kinda like mitigates or makes it less hard to sustain because we have red diamond 6% for all abilities. So, and we have like 4 magic abilities on these builds already. So it applies to all abilities, both magic, staminas, and ultimates. It's extremely good. The red diamond passive. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So wolves, enjoy yourself in White Strike Mayhem. I do think it's going to be a very exciting event, both in Cyrodiil and Imperial City. That's what I'm going to do. Most of my content, that's what I'm going to enjoy myself a lot. Like Imperial City in White Strike Mayhem is going to be lit, that's for sure. I'm going to be on it a lot and have a lot of fun over there. So, guys, yeah, see you in White Strike Mayhem. Have a lot of fun on these events.